going to go in. That seems like it's a particular matchup that I want to see. Of course, the quick strikes coming from Orochi, I'm really looking forward to. And maybe we see the feints with the baiting, and maybe we start to see Nobushi like overextend. We're going to actually get Nobushi into Warden right now.
That's it. Grand Finals, Edgebaby squaring off against Mainframe. Edge on that Nobushi, squaring off against the Warden from Mainframe. That's going to be Sinnoh.
Ooh, gosh.
The positioning game that he has is going to be really critical, I think, in this matchup. Whenever that Nobushi is backed into the corner and they don't really have any retreat options available, that's when they start to suffer. That's when they really start to lose a lot of their toolkit.
Ooh, good choice. There's the Venom. Oh, the charge. Look at the attacks. The attacks have been so good from Edge.
Extra bit of charge. He's throwing off his timings there.
Ooh, that was sick. The delay. Here's the follow-up. Overhead. That's going to do it.
Execute coming through, and that's going to make it a 2v1. So critical here that Baby is able to close things out against this Orochi.
Oh my gosh, next hit's going to do it.
But does he have time? That Warden has to be closing the distance right now.
And
there he is!
Speak of the devil, you're absolutely right. The 2v1, the sandwich, that's going to do it. Mainframe off to an early lead.
Round one going in favor of Mainframe. And we saw it was actually very close despite it being a two-man advantage at the end there. Both of those players were able to get the other near that critical state, if not at that critical state, just unable to land those final hits. Those last-minute decisions, it's what really turned the tide. Now the Warden against the Peacekeeper.
The sneaky aspect of Peacekeeper is that you don't know what stance the Peacekeeper has taken up. So now Wardens are constantly thinking about reacting. Great job knowing the backdash was coming. Here's the follow-up. Wow, quick interruption.
He didn't fall for the cancel shenanigans. You saw him just go ahead, go for the quick attack.
Abusing the wall and the extra bit of hit stun there. The charge.
Oh, he is not falling for these at all.
This is it. Next hit. Oh, whiffs. Oh, man, this is a great job from Baby to make sure that he replenishes all that stamina here. Great grab.
Oh.
Uses the edge. Oh, no. Great job with the tech. Nearly lost it right there. He has revenge on deck. Needs to be careful.
Scary.
Doesn't even need it.
That zone attack. It's been such a talking point for Mainframe when it comes to closing out so many of these games. They're doing it once again. Up 2 rounds in the first set of Grand Finals. Now keep in mind that this is a best-of-5 series. So these teams are going to need to win a total of 3 games in order to take the set.
So you're already seeing Baby coming in with the aggression and then quickly conditioning and saying, all right, I got all these hits, let me backdash, let me whiff punish now. Look at this. And now we're seeing it also happening to Mainframe where now you're seeing the quick backdashes as well. So now, look at this. He's now shoved Mainframe into a corner. There's nowhere left to run. Low on stamina, whiffs.
Oh.
There's the punish.
That's a huge punish, Nebs.
Oh, good tech though. Good block. Great follow-up. Great kill.
Now a 1v1 against the Warden, but
oh,
look at Warden's
wow.
health, Nebs.
The quickest grab that we've seen.
And this aggression.
No, but this positioning, this is problematic. Fighting his way out of the corner. Now he's getting dealt with the same problem that he had just instilled on his opponent. That sweeping blow to take that round.
Those zone attacks.
That zoning attack has been the constant theme throughout this entire tournament where they've come out so quick and efficiently that people have had difficulties dealing with it, quite frankly.
So game 1 going in favor of Mainframe there, and that felt uncontested. You know, it felt close, but still uncontested. With that being said, when I speak with Edgebaby, they're definitely incredibly analytical players, right?
Sure.
They'll take those first rounds, those first games, take them as data. Though usually we see it just being a single round being data. Now, for their sake, they're going to have to really hope that that first game, even though it didn't give them any round wins, gave them enough information in order to make adjustments necessary to take the following games.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, they have a little bit extra time to download. They're in winners. They can afford to even throw this set if it means they get the full download on their opponents. As long as Edgebaby takes the time to put their opponents through multiple tests, multiple scenarios, and read the data adequately, they can then have that counterplay coming into effect.
Round 1 is just data. This is a statement that was not only uttered by Baby in the interview, but actually uttered by Sinnoh on the Warden in the interview as well. So very similar trains of thought, All these players on screen, we're showcasing not only the character finesse, but the mental finesse as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're getting into this next game. I'm really excited to see more of how they start dealing with these matchups, because exactly what I wanted, I got the Orochi Peacekeeper matchup, and that was actually really exciting. I want to see more. I want to see some more of these fun matchups, and what a great place to do it. Get a little bit of that X Factor. Let's kick it off. Round 1 here of Game 2. Mainframe up a game right here at Choctaw Festival of Gaming.
The assassin battle. Clint, so comfortable when it comes to dealing with these assassins in general, but he still has to be so wary. This Peacekeeper is just so quick. The aggression coming out from Baby
the
here.
Complete and total rushdown, the domination.
And on the other side, domination coming through courtesy of that Warden. So now a 1v1. Both players coming through with a lot of momentum, but maybe not as much stamina for that Warden player. Taking a minute, eyeing their opponents.
Going over to the more open area. Let's see what each one brings to the table. Who's going to strike first? Quick feint. Backs up, tries to get some data, loses a little bit of stamina here, but trying to take that data. Look at that, working around, trying to use that footwork. And also, you're getting a little bit too close to Mainframe's teammate, who is down and able to be recovered. Oh, ooh, slight delay, though. Stamina coming into effect here. This is the stamina management I talked about earlier tonight.
Oh.
By maintaining your stamina, you can create opportunities, but right now, it could be your demise.
Just canceling into these zone attacks, because they know that Edgebaby hasn't found an answer yet.
Oh, no! That's another one. The big problem there, stamina management. That's what I've been saying is the problem at high-level play, is making sure you know how much is too much and maintaining that. I think the big problem is the dashes. If you're dashing a bit too much, if you're surrendering ground, you need to be careful about the options you're choosing. And if you're making your opponents whiff, you need to make sure you're punishing adequately as well. Good techs. Ooh, follow-ups here. Puts a little bit of that bleed on, and now he's going to play a little bit more defensive. Looking for blocks, looking for easy hits.
Zoning game.
Oh, that was great. He feinted, but he didn't get the block.
Oh, done. Give me that. Give me that.
Gosh.
And on the other side, things aren't looking much better for Edgebaby. Avoids the zone attack that time around. No stamina coming out from the Warden.
Oh my gosh. Baby needs to move now. Yeah, he needs to move now. He needs to move yesterday. This is a problem. Good job with the counter hit. There's the kill. He's losing stamina. Again, same situation as last game. And now, next hit, takes it, gets the fast one. There it is, sneaks it in. Great work from Baby.
I still had the good fight at the end there. I did the good fight.
Oh yeah, I would do a good fight. Easy.
And that's such an important clutch. I think this may be actually one of the first rounds that this team has gotten on the board against Mainframe. Hey, that might even be one of the few rounds that Mainframe has lost on this stage actually today.
Swapping. They're trying to see if they can swap a matchup here. Nope. Oh, quick strikes here. Warden, one of the few characters in this game that does have a dash attack. Oh my goodness, covers the distance so quick.
Backing up.
Oh, not a fun trade.
We're seeing it. Baby not only mixing up his movement, also coming in with these feints.
Good techs.
One down from Mainframe.
Looks like they're choosing to reposition here.
Yeah, they might as well. They have the man advantage here. They're going to go ahead and try to put the pressure on the Warden. He's like, where's your body? Oh,
never mind.
Never mind.
We're good. I'm chilling up here, man. I'll see you next time.
These next decisions are so critical. Not only for the Warden, but also for Edgebaby on how they approach the 2v1. Revenge.
Yeah, revenge is the big X factor here that is a bit scary. Great job. As soon as he takes it, this is what's so key. As soon as we see a strike happen, there needs to be a punishment. Punish the recovery of all these attacks. And quickly running away. Look at this. Fantastic idea.
But did you notice the Warden? He waited till the last possible frames and pops revenge so that the bleed won't actually kill him. Intelligent play.
Super, super smart. Look at this.
Hey, this is for track and field, man. This is for gym class.
Now, granted, guys, I know it does seem a little cheap here, but we are on a clock. They could just choose to not engage here.
Yeah. It's definitely on the Warden to approach. That's what this Nobushi wants. Gets it. Done.
That's a wrap.
Guard break into heavy.
This is the type of play that I was talking about, man. They have the tactics. They are choosing really smart options to say, you know what, I know that you have to take the initiative. I know you have to come to me. So let's take advantage of that.
Hopping on board with Clint up against Edge. The Orochi. Can it find a way to break the zone that Edge has been dishing out?
Oh, big punish. Good feints as well. I will say that this is the defining factor, though, of these two teams. The difference between these guys and everybody else seems like every single tech has been on just perfect. Exactly timing. Look at this. There's so few of these that have been going through that when they actually make it happen, the conditioning that came across it, so good.
Again, guard break into heavy. It's the go-to whenever you're looking at Nobushi. Now this 1v1, Warden v Nobushi. Round.
Now this is a great tactic of camping the bodies, making sure that we're not seeing any funny business of them trying to go for the recovery.
Edgebaby here, Edge simply needing to win the 1v1 in order to get a game on the board.
Look at this zoning, and there you go. Now, all we need to see is Edge just chilling out, putting up his dukes, protecting himself.
But look where he was, Nebs.
He was
fortunate.
You're right. His back to the wall. Exactly what I've been talking about with this Warden play. Fantastic, because he's constantly pushing his opponent with his back to the wall. And when your options to dodge that charge is to run to the left or the right, and you have nowhere to go, that's fantastic positioning.
That body almost in that unrecoverable state, and there it is. Strictly going to be a 1v1 here. Both players critical.
Ooh, the Venom. The bleed coming into effect. He's low on stamina. He needs to find his way out. Good tech.
And he's moving. He needs the positioning here.
Oh, punish opportunity, and that's going to be it. That's all. Bleed coming in and taking effect and taking that victory for them. Edgebaby is on the board.
One each in grand finals. A best-of-5 series. So both teams, in order to win the set, they're going to need to go and take 2 more games total. Edgebaby, some scary moments overall, actually, Nebs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But one thing that was really consistent was Edge with the clutch factor. Edge really smart knowing when to apply pressure via the Viper strikes. And when to back off, especially, right? We saw the tactical retreats from him. He said, you know, I know you have enough bleed damage here where it's safe for me to simply focus not on attacking to give you a potential out via revenge, but rather to go ahead and let you die the slow, painful death.
The disengages are sometimes just as important as the engages. But we're going to be getting into our next game. I really want to think about, you know, what Mainframe needs to do to change it up, to come out on top. I felt like the Warden play was phenomenal from Mainframe, but didn't get to take advantage of a ton of the opportunities. So I'm curious to see what changes we're going to be seeing from both of these guys.
What a grand so far. You can feel the tension as well in these brief moments. As we queue up to head over to Forest.
Moving into this next match, these guys both know what's at stake. This is the game that's going to define the tempo for the rest of the set going forward.
Here we are, round 1 of game 3 of our grand finals. Hopping on board with Sinnoh on the Warden. And now this is maybe one of those places where the 2v1 prowess that Edgebaby has needs to come into full force here.
Early. That was early revenge. Interesting.
He hasn't popped it yet.
Oh, man.
Good throw tech.
Oh, the charge. The whip punish, though. Wow. Quick pop-off here. Making quick work of getting that heavy attack in as soon as the knockdown was prevalent.
It's just what you have to do. You just have to try to run.
You can't run, though, from someone like a Warden, though, because he has that dash attack on deck. You'll notice that a lot of the characters in this game kind of have similar dash speeds and run speeds whenever they're disengaging, but the Warden closes that distance so
he might
quickly.
get this revive!
He's got to watch his back.
He got the revive. That's absolutely huge, and that could actually be back-breaking for this first round.
Oh, gosh. Put your hands up. Protect yourself. No! Going to take it anyway. Mainframe on the board early. First round going to them. What a clutch save.
That's situational awareness.
Round 2.
Phenomenal. Knowing that both of the players from Edgebaby, in an attempt to try to save each other, perhaps overextended, evaded the body, just knowing that that was a perfect time to go ahead and gun it and attempt the revive. Really good risk, huge reward, round 2.
Look for the feints here from Orochi, and look for those dashes. So important to try to make Nobushi whiff. Once you see that, the long recovery that comes with it, the punish game can be so strong. Next hit's gonna do it. That's gonna be it. The bleed taking effect. And now we get the next hit. Wow, barely missing that hit.
Yeah, this is scary.
This is very scary.
Throw techs. Both of these players have been on point with their throw techs. Notice the movement that we're actually seeing right now from Edge. He's done a great job of avoiding the vortex, but can't avoid the zone attack. It's just too quick.
That quick slash.
Done again.
What a finish. Mainframe looking primed. There was some exciting moments that round alone. Close calls.
And I can't help but think in that last game, maybe they're still a bit shook about the ending of that first, right? They had the 2v1. It felt like they had a really solid advantage, but just a quick revive. Throwing off just the momentum that they had going in. Now a great edge break.
Oh, the feints.
Close quarters combat between the two. I want to see when they're actually going to start switching it up, and that's what we saw.
Wow.
We saw that Peacekeeper was trying to go and attempt to help his Nobushi out from getting essentially being knocked out. But a bit too slow, a bit too far away. Revenge going to be popped, though. The knockdown missing.
The hit? No, the punishment was missing it. Oh, gosh. Put your hands up. Please protect yourself. No, that's going to do it. Another round down. That was a tough finish. A lot of these wins had been squeaked by, but that was one of the first defining ones that was just dominant. Super, super dominant. So, going into this next one, do you see any adjustments that needs to be made?
The biggest thing is simply spatial awareness, right? And that doesn't necessarily just mean because of the revive that we saw, but also when we're talking about the Warden, right? And it's something that we've been saying all afternoon long is Sinnoh's movement and his positioning with the Warden to ensure that his opponents don't have any escape options, that they're backed into these corners, is what's one of the reasons why he's able to be so dominant throughout this tournament. And when you're looking at a character like Nobushi, who excels when they have these retreat options, if they don't have anywhere to run to, that can be game over. And the same can really be said by Peacekeeper, with Baby mentioning, again, that the way that he uses his mix-ups, it's not only with the feints, but also with his movement in and out. If he doesn't have that accessible to him, then that's when we see him not really being at his full effectiveness. So I think that that may be some of the conversations that both of these members of Edgebaby are talking about. They know that they need to make sure that they win this next game, because currently, Mainframe, one set to reset the bracket.
Yeah, they're right there. They can taste it. They can taste that prize money.
Cathedral, wow, Cathedral.
Cathedral.
Cathedral, that would have been a... I mean, that's a tongue twister of tongue twisters, right? Cathedral. It's like, you ever seen Workaholics? When the guy says, smoothies?
Round 1.
I get how you feel, Montel. I get how you feel, Montel. This is game number 4 between Mainframe and Edgebaby. Mainframe on set point here.
They take this, they send Edgebaby to the loser's bracket, and then there will be one final set to determine the winner of this Choctaw Festival of Gaming For Honor doubles competition.
And the matchup now, Peacekeeper up against Warden. And this open space, a bit deceptive actually. You have to be aware of those geysers. One misstep, one bad push, one bad shove, and that could be it.
Just like that. Great job with the heavy, dropping it down on top. The crazy part is that with this particular stage, knowing where the geysers are and keeping your situational awareness is really tough sometimes, especially when you're backpedaling so much. So it can be problematic, but as long as you have that awareness, you can create some interesting situations. Look at this. Everybody in here for that brawl that's just breaking out.
Definitely feels very close quarters. I want to see the disengages when necessary. That's what we're talking about. But
That's problematic though as well too, because with those disengages, you're exposing your back to your opponents. We've been seeing Orochi multiple times throughout this set coming through, making smart calls, taking those quick shots to the back. That's another quick win for Mainframe.
they're just making this look really easy. We're seeing the adaptations from Clint on the Orochi. He's noticed so many times that whenever you look at the Nobushi on Edgebaby, he'll often just straight up go for the overhead and not even go for the feint. So that time, just a simple block, gets the counter hit afterwards, closes out the life there. And if you're Edgebaby, you're feeling the pressure right now.
Oh no, look at this. The 2v1 scenario was about to come out, and they've definitely got a bit of extra. Look at this. Especially whenever you're seeing Edge a bit low, the double team immediately came out from Mainframe.
Yeah,
They're still thinking about it right now.
One comes through. This is looking all about wrapped up, Nebs. We're going to need to see Baby here go huge. The vortex, the damage, revenge being popped, but is it just too late?
It looks like it. Here's the follow-up, and that's going to be it. Mainframe taking game 3, resetting the bracket, and now this is going to be the final set here at For Honor at Choctaw's Festival of Gaming. Intense. We talked about Edgebaby being smart, methodical guys, thinking through their opponents, getting the data, trying to make adjustments. But in actuality, it seems like Mainframe, on the other hand, has just been downloading so much quicker on their end. It seems like they paid for the files and the other guys are on cable.
Man, that cable struggle, man. I'll tell you what. It's hard. It's tough. Internet jokes aside, we have to talk about, I guess, the mentality coming into the game, right? If you're Edgebaby, you started off this whole set feeling really confident. You're like, I'm in winners. I haven't lost a set yet. Things are great. These guys are the ones that have something to prove. Have they proven something already?
Easily. With the dominating performances that they've had throughout every single one of these matches, the Warden being such a massive threat, constantly having those charges on deck. I mean, these guys have definitely shown that whenever they get an advantage, whenever they get an inch, they're taking that mile easily and effectively. We're getting into the first game of our final set right here, and we're going to be going to Citadel Gate.
And this was actually a stage where we saw Edge on the Nobushi actually utilize the stage and the layout of the bridge in order to make the most of his pokes. So maybe he'll be going for a similar strategy like that. That being said, we know just how prevalent these environmental kills have been in favor of Mainframe. So really anyone's game, anyone's set, anyone's series. Round number 1 of our first game in the second set of Grand Finals. Edgebaby needing to go and turn the tides against Mainframe, who has been on fire throughout this afternoon.
I love the idea of breaking the sight lines and looking for a bait, trying to force your opponent to come around the corner and quickly going for the grab. And looking even here, we're seeing the threat of being next to the edge, playing a factor. Oh my gosh, throw this man off the edge. So early, quick handoff here, and now Mainframe looking like he's got his back to the wall. Oh, this is tough. Completely sandwiched here. Death is at the corners. I do not envy you, my friend.
Slight dance. Is he going to turn around on Nobushi here?
He's actually going to try to retreat through the building right there. Oh no, instead goes around. Look at the retreat on the other hand of Edgebaby. The dash attack coming into place here from the Warden. Closes the gap quickly. Instead, these guys say, you know what, we'll play one of these out in a bit more of an open stage. Great job putting him back into the wall and now laying layers of the bleed on.
Revenge popped.
And now he gets a chance to have the counter attack.
He's just been chasing down Edge on that Nobushi consistently. He doesn't want Edge to be at a safe distance where he can just get peppered by these Viper Strikes.
Look at the distance coming into play here. Another one. Pops rage again. Just waits. Being smart, being cautious. Tries to dash away, but that sweeping blow caught him, and that's going to be able to do it. The stylish finish. That never gets old.
It never gets old. So it's looking like they're trying to figure out which matchups they prefer. I noticed that because of the quick swap that they did, right? You saw them at the very beginning of that round actually running to where their teammates were, just for the switch. So it feels like when we look at Edge, he's really comfortable dealing with the Nobushi, whereas Baby is really comfortable dealing with the Ward. Or at least more comfortable, I think. I mean, no one's really comfortable when it comes to dealing with Sinnoh.
This is bad. He's backed into the corner. Oh, wow. Quickly going for the escape. As soon as he kind of conditioned to look left, went to the right. Dipped out super fast. Trying to disengage both of these guys. We're seeing, like, the weight. And now, this is really tough. Losing the health. The bleed of stacks are there. Edge could have just simply backed up there. He would have gotten the kill. Quick tech. Shows his back to his opponent. Bleed doing the work. Oh, now. Great roll. Avoiding the situation entirely.
Oh, the revive! The revive!
This is the second time that this has happened. Edgebaby letting the revival come into effect. Mainframe is back. They're refreshed. They have the tempo swing. And now it's a 2v1. This is really tough.
Yeah, they're going to need a really quick kill on Peacekeeper. Or sorry, on Warden here. Maybe going for a throw off the bridge? Off the bridge?
Yes.
Off the bridge!
Off the top rope. Put your hands up. No! And that, again, the second time now. It happened in the first set. It's happening in the second. The revival coming into play and being the key factor that swings the tempo back into the favor of Mainframe.
It's just a tough spot. You want to run to your teammate, come to their aid. But the problem is sometimes, again, with that situational awareness, you need to know, I can position myself here where they can't really get past me. I can not only help my teammate, but also prevent potential revive from occurring.
Look at this. The disengage is from Mainframe, looking for the 2v1s early, trying to see if they can layer on some damage. And now we're seeing both of these guys looking for the interruption kind of plays, helping out their teammates quickly.
Yeah, that interruption came actually from Edge with the Viper Strike, preventing the Orochi from being able to execute his attack. Oh, couldn't get the external block, and that's going to be one down for Edgebaby. 2v1 now. And Nobushi in the 2v1.
Oh, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Just swings and takes that game.
Round advantage back in favor of Mainframe.
Round 4.
If they take this, they're going to go and put the first game of this second set in their pocket. Inching closer to their huge share of that $2,000 prize pool.
Quick advantage. This is what's so important, is being able to force your opponent, specifically Nobushi, to whiff their attacks that have long end lag. Dodge around it, block it, whatever you got to do. As soon as they whiff, you will then be able to punish as soon as you get in.
And that 1v1 right there was so important. It felt like we saw Nobushi being very comfortable dealing with the Orochi, and that really said otherwise near the end there, just not even having a chance to lay on as much damage as he was hoping for. Revenge being popped.
Oh, man. Being pushed into the wall. Revenge can't save him. That was good. He just came in. A hail of blows raining from above drops down onto their opponents as Mainframe continues to win that game and put the first game on the board in the second set. This is intense, man.
This is just all about momentum, isn't it, Nebs?
It feels like it, doesn't it? Because at the beginning, both of them kind of struggled a bit to figure out who is going to lead this dance. And very quickly, it became apparent that Mainframe is not taking no for an answer. He's going to put on his dance shoes, strap them up real tight, and now they're moonwalking across the stage.
I think with the revives, I think staying alive might be more appropriate, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one, too.
No, I mean, and I think that the bigger thing there, it's not only the damage that does for the round itself, but it's also the damage afterwards, right? It's very apparent that after the revive comes through, you're really put on tilt. You both don't have the best mentality, and I think that that's really what makes you lose the concurrent rounds as well.
Being tilted is definitely one of the worst things that you can do when it comes to a fighting game. One of the things that you have to learn to deal with, especially in a tournament setting, is how to back up from the situation, take a deep breath, and understand what's going on. Look from the bird's eye view of what's happening to you, and then break down each individual little cog. And then once you can address each one of these little pieces, then you can start to make that change that overall happens. So maybe it's one thing that you do where it's, I'm going to not whiff as much. Or maybe it's, I'm not going to backdash as much. Maybe it's that one thing that you focus on doing effectively, and then you can continue to make strides in the right direction.
I think that they're taking a quick moment, maybe a brief timeout, trying to recollect themselves. There may have also been some potential controller issues. We'll be able to give you all information as soon as we get it on our end.
Of course.
But man, this grand finals,
Pretty intense.
It feels intense. That's the thing, right? It feels intense, but at the same time, you look at the numbers, you look at the stats, and it just seems very one-sided. Mainframe just feels so dominant. I mean, and when you think about the fact that Edgebaby is the only group that's been able to take even a game off of them throughout this entire this tournament today, it's ridiculous.
So it looks like we're going to get a little bit of coaching going on, and they're trying to take that moment to figure out exactly where am I having problems. You know, whenever you have a wound, whenever you get a cut or something, what do? The first thing you do, apply pressure.
Yeah.
And, you know, their way of doing it and trying to figure out how do I address this wound is, you know, go and get some coaching, figure out how we can apply some pressure, and then figure out how we can get back into the flow of things, right?
I think that it's easier said than done, but just being so aware of those zone attacks. I mean, just I've lost count of how many times that's actually been the reason why they're able to get these kills, get these man advantages, get these rounds in a lot of cases, get these games in others. And again, so much easier said than done, just because of just the blinding speed where it comes out, as well as the insane range that it has.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. Looks like these guys are getting ready to sit down and we're going to go back at it again. Now, remember, Mainframe at the advantage right now. They put the first game on the board, and they did it in a pretty dominating fashion. Not to mention, they also reset the bracket going into this. So, needless to say, these guys are probably feeling really confident right now. So, now, Edgebaby took a little bit of a second, got that breather, and now they're going to come back at it fresh and see if they can find some adjustments. Give them a second here. Once they get that stage loaded up, we're going to figure out where we're going next. I'm excited to see if what stage we're going to get a variance of. We're going to get Shard again. This is actually one of my favorite stages aesthetically. I like the whole castle thing.
It's fun.
As a Berserk fan myself, I like the castle environment.
Berserk?
Berserk is so sick.
Still on the list. Still on the list.
Oh, it's that you should put it pretty low because this dude's been on a boat for a long time. We don't want to talk about that.
Can I just watch it?
Yeah. Oh, don't even do that, please. Don't do that to yourself. That's the worst feeling, actually. Yeah, that Berserk is a spiraling circle of disappointment until you actually like read the manga. You get to the end, and then the disappointment continues to go on. Anyway, it's a swirling black hole. It's a phenomenal read. You guys haven't picked it up yet, but be prepared to feel awkward.
Is it safe to call it a vortex?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Transitions. 2v1 right now. And they're trying to just overwhelm the Nobushi, but the counter to that is the fact that he's able to get revenge on board.
Oh, this is really tough. Both of these guys are just swinging. It feels like an actual all-out brawl. Wow. As soon as he dashed in, there was the burst ready to go.
You're noticing that Nobushi just trying to regain positioning. That Orochi from Mainframe has been hunting her down and getting the execute, recovering some of the stamina, recovering some of the health.
Back to the wall, sword swinging. There is nowhere to go, my friend. I'm sorry.
And that's done.
That's a wrap. First round on the board.
You got to be asking yourself, what went wrong there? Was it the early pressure that they were putting on?
I felt like there was moments where, sure, they went straight to this bunch mode where everybody was right there, but the decisions that were being made of, hey, these guys are kind of playing a bit too defensive, or they're kind of lost in their thought. Let me go and get a quick attack and sandwich the opponent and get that 2v1. Quick hit, early tempo, quick damage. Look at this. Even now.
And this is how you know that Edge at least is playing a bit on tilt. Normally, he's near perfect when it comes to those guard break counters. Finally able to get the first one that he has in this next round.
I don't blame him, man. A rain of blows are just hailing down on top of him. He's just trying to find his footing.
Well, he has the bleed.
He has positioning, which is also even better here. Because it's one lane, he isn't going to get hit from behind. Keeps backdashing, getting caught. This is the problem when it comes to Orochi and Warden. Both of them are covering the distance so quickly as soon as the backdash comes out. Great grab, follows up.
Just a single hit from Peacekeeper, I think, will really be all that is necessary here.
But This phenomenal defense. The charge, the back to the wall here. Again, this is what's been making the Warden so strong, is his positioning.
So slippery. Revenge needing to be used just to stay alive here. Is he going for the body again? You can't do this again.
Good tech.
He's getting the revenge. He got the revive.
Oh my god, this is a third time. This is problematic. The third time now that we've been seeing this, and it has been a massive factor in the tempo swing, but it looks like we are going to see Edgebaby fighting back.
Man, if Baby does the 3v1, if he does the 3v1, I'm going to lose my cookies. A long road ahead, though.
Good job camping the body. Oh my goodness. No, he's not going to be able to do it.
That's another round where simply being able to stop the revive would have been all it took to go ahead and put one on the board.
Round 3.
Hopefully they can take whatever gains, whatever strides they had after nearly making the 3v1 happen.
The tactics have definitely changed up this particular set versus the previous one. Last time it was, hey, solo, 1v1s, whenever we're done, we'll go sandwich. This time it's been, as soon as they get the initiation, it's been, let's pick up this guy, let's get some early tempo, let's get some damage early, and then force them to play to our speed. Good block. Quick rebuttal.
These overheads. He's able to get away with the overheads because earlier on he'll do the classic, right? The overhead feint into the cancel zone attack. And so you're not really expecting him to go ahead and commit with it.
Ooh, good parry. That's going to be great. Good finish.
No stamina.
Oh my god. The hits done all, like,
No
overriding
bars.
each other. Oh my gosh. Too much. And the pop-offs.
3-0 as another game gets placed in favor of Mainframe. Now, one game away from taking grand finals at the Choctaw Festival of Gaming.
In a reverse sweep. Coming from losers, winning the first set, coming into this next one. If they take this game, they are it. They won this entire tournament. Fantastic. So what adjustments are we going to be seeing? This is where Edgebaby is going to step up, or they're going to fall. This is where it all counts.
They just haven't gotten a game in so long. It feels like it's difficult even to get rounds at points, though we can again say that some of these rounds so incredibly close, but just a couple of simple mix-ups, a couple of simple slip-ups.
Yeah, the revival is being the primary theme, right? Multiple times. Not once, not twice, 3 times. 3 times. And it's always been a massive tempo swing because you get a fully healed opponent that just pops up on your radar that you now have to deal with.
It's like the story of the Hydra, right? To some extent, you cut one head off, another one comes back. Except, you know what? You could have stopped the other head from growing, you know?
Yeah.
You could have stopped the other head from growing. Just smash some rocks Hercules style. I love that movie. It's so good. So good. Potentially the last game of our grand finals. It's come down to this second set. I can't believe that it's come this far. But honestly, if it would go maybe the distance, right? If we could see a bit more fire, a bit more presence from Edgebaby, right? There's a reason why they came into this tournament going into a winner's bracket, and we need to see those players on stage right now.
Primed and ready to go. We're going to kick off our next game.
Both teams just taking a minute talking about strategy. Feels like the information that has been collected seems to be really favoring Mainframe. They've been able to condition their opponents, recondition them again, and then yet again a third time.
Those multiple layers of Yomi. We're going to Forest, and these guys are going to go hard. This is where we're going to be seeing Edgebaby either step up or fall to Mainframe's dominance. Game number 3. Let's go.
Round 1.
Forced, of course, where it all kind of fell apart, it feels, right? Where we saw that revive happen.
Bad memories, but let's see if they can get over that.
Yeah.
Great tackle. Blue with their backs to each other, trying to fight out and find some footing here. There's the initial charge, and the follow-up again after being dashed and thrown back into the corner again. Baby now fighting his way out.
And notice that disengage from Mainframe, actually. The Warden knew that his teammate was in trouble, gets the extra hit, and now we're seeing the execute come through. 2v1 advantage for Mainframe.
Oh my goodness.
And this Peacekeeper's not going to have a chance. Round one going firmly in favor of Mainframe. That just happened?
Yeah.
That just happened.
Friendly fire never gets old. All right, so this particular stage, you'll see that these guys are going down to the bottom, and they kind of find those quick engages, but the disengage from Mainframe are actually really important here. It's been the new theme for that second set, where it's been, let's tag team on somebody, get some quick hits, and then we'll go back to defending it, because by that time, we'll see the opponents react.
And I like
this.
this. I like the style that they're doing here, right? Before, there's maybe an idea of focusing firmly on Peacekeeper, but if you keep Nobushi occupied, she can't put on the poison, she can't get the bleeds off, and you're going to be able to get the consistent executes. Now, Mainframe, 1 round away from completing the sweep and being your champions at the Choctaw Festival of Gaming.
I can only imagine how excited Mainframe could be right now.
Pressure on Edgebaby. Losing a single round here means that they will not be able to continue to stay alive in this bracket, not even have a second chance.
The early engage and the quick disengage here. Oh, as soon as you're back to see your opponents, the blows are raining down.
Great retreat that we're seeing from Edge on the Nobushi. But look, again, the chase down. They want to section her off. They want to make sure that she's out of the picture.
The stamina, again, coming into play. This has been a problem multiple times for Edgebaby. Last blow here. That's going to be the first one down. And it's now all up to Baby.
Something, never put Baby in the corner.
Oh, it looks like they have, though. Quickly finding his way out. Backdashing. Trying to create some distance. Tries to bait his opponents to jump in, and then he's going to go for the quick slash.
That overcommitment
might be it.
That overextension gets the revenge, though, and ends up getting 1 kill. So now, 1v1,
Oh,
and he's
he got
actually able
it!
to go huge! Edgebaby staying alive, getting the 2v1, and continuing these rounds.
You can see they've got that fight still in them. They still have that fire.
Round 4.
Baby coming up massive to take that round, and now let's see if they can still take that tempo, that initiative, and bring it to this next game.
That's got to be good on the mental game. It seemed like it was a bit waning. Is this the time now where they start to change up the strategy? Again, pressure on the Nobushi. But we saw in that last game, if you keep that Peacekeeper alone for too long, the round can change in a moment's notice. And so now they're switching things up, going over to the Peacekeeper. Revenge is available. He's going to be able to get the knockdown, and then Nobushi now a single hit zone attack comes through. Another 2v1. Is it possibly in him?
No.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Mainframe, your champions at the Choctaw Festival of Gaming For Honor 2v2 tournament.
They reset the bracket. They came in. They made fantastic adaptations. And now they are going to be able to be in the money and be your champions tonight.
A massive chunk of a $2,000 prize pool sitting comfortably in the pockets of Mainframe. And not to mention the winnings that they had from the 4v4 as well. Man, these guys really cleaned up in this For Honor tournament.
They took the long trip out here, and they made every hour of travel worth it.
It's the gas money and then some, isn't it, Dennis?